In terms of lighting, punk pop or punk rock typically associates itself to dull and dismal lighting within music videos, based on the research that I have made. You can find that most music videos that fit under this genre are all set at night or in darker spaces to appear as night, which the absence of light is a major feature of the punk rock genre. Looking at the video What the Hell by Avril Lavigne, there are two shots that I find effective within this music video, such as for this shot demonstrated. I like how the lighting used here almost looks murky from the orange-toned lighting, as well as the mise-en-scene here is overall quite dull and dismal, viewing colours that are generally quite dark, lacking saturation, which acts as a traditional convention of the punk rock theme, as colours such as black are typically tied down to this genre. Another shot I like from this music video is this one. The lighting used here is extremely dreary and motionless, again which corresponds to the punk rock genre strongly. I like how neon lights have been inserted that have a hint of blue/green, which has been applied as it enhances some of the flat and dreary emotions present within the middle 8 part of the song, where there is a change in rhythm and mood, and I like how this is reflected through the visuals. The fact that the music video was shot within the daytime, seen by the previous visuals, it just goes to show how much punk rock bands like being in the dark, due to being a traditional convention of the punk rock genre. We use this convention in our music video. If you take a look at this, I was inspired to use neon lights like in Lavigne's music video, as well as using an alleyway, which I took influence from the use of setting from her music video. We wanted a similar feel of visuals within our music video, so we transferred this idea and I adapted this into our own, which we also used these shots at the middle 8 bar of the song, just like the music video I researched on. This created an intensified feel which mirrored some of the passionate emotions expressed by the lead singer. Performance. The use of performance within our music video was a strong focus, as well as when it came to researching. Noticing how other punk rock music videos display themselves through their use of stage presence, a lot of heavy body positions were shown from band members of Real Media products, especially from the lead singer in particular, and headbanging was used, which is a typical convention of the punk rock genre. I like how the band Icon for Fire orchestrated themselves within the song Make a Move, as their overall performance is shown in a chaotic form which links to the tempo of the song, which is very fast-paced. We use this convention of the punk rock genre as we presented our band members performing wildly and out of control. Again, this enabled us to support the punk rock genre through choice of body language by presenting the drummer in a hectic and emotionally charged state, which we also made sure the guitarist was doing so. This mirrored angst teens being a delinquent due to the visuals of the disorderly nature of performance from the group. Camera levels. Camera levels was also a component that had to be considered when linking to the style of the punk rock genre when in the process of creating our music video and the research beforehand. I found out that low angles of the band shots performing were very traditional to the theme we intended. According to Green Day's music video, American Idiot, this can be clearly seen through the positioning of the camera being under the subject. We use this method to engage with the typical codes and conventions of punk pop within our music video for the reason that it emphasised the lead singer's presence, and this style of shot allows her to appear mighty and powerful, which is what we wanted when presenting our lead singer. We also used long shots of the band, as it was typical to the punk rock genre to fit the whole band into one shot, as performing shots are also a common feature when relating to the punk rock theme. We used both these shots to unite the members of the band together and highlight their friendship as a band, which is very significant when showcasing a band, and to show that every band member is capable at playing their instruments. In terms of location finding and inspiration, I researched into multiple music videos, and the ones I came to terms with was the band Sum 41 from the song In Too Deep. I like how the opening of the music video is set in a car park, and I thought that it could be a great aesthetic to use for ours, and it's unique as well as barely used by people in general, as people related to this genre are considered to be outside the norms of society, so placing punk people in a car park setting suggests that they really have nowhere to go, as they don't fit into the norms where people are supposed to hang out or be. Acknowledging the fact that the music video is set within an unfilled swimming pool, this still links to how people who are associated to the punk rock genre have nowhere else to really be, besides from bizarre locations, however extremely effective in terms of its aesthetics. It could be interpreted as a place where teens situate themselves with friends, as car parks can easily be related to skate parks, enhancing the target audience as punk rock connects to the age bracket of teens between aged 15 to 21. The same notion of this can be explored through Avril Lavigne's music video of Complicated, as the band shots are taken in a car park setting, as the whole video surrounds the fact how they are seen as burdens and embarrassment to society, explaining the title of the song Complicated due to the band not knowing where to fit into society. These are our shots of the music video, which turned out very successful, as we believe they correlate to the genre of punk very strongly due to responding to the research of our punk rock bands and using the typical conventions and transferring them into ours. Although one feature that we used that doesn't conform to the common codes and conventions of punk rock was the fact we edited our music video using slow motion shots. Punk rock music videos usually are edited in a fast-paced manner due to the tempo of the music. However, we decided to subvert this notion and use the slow motion effect. Music videos that are widely known, like Paramore, who use fast-paced editing techniques to allow audiences to easily identify what genre they are related to. We use slow motion due to wanting to accentuate every detail of glass smashing, the glitter being captured through a mid-air shot, and the head-banging sequence, as well as the message behind the song is evolved around heartbreak and broken relationships, so we believe that displaying this background concept in a slow-mo sequence would signify how the lead singer is suffering, and by using this effect of slow editing, it suggests sadness, whereas fast-paced editing signifies anger, rage, and passion. The way that I was influenced and inspired into using the typical codes and conventions of a digipack that strongly suggests the genre of a punk rock band was by looking at digipacks such as Evanescence, who are specifically tied down to the punk rock genre. I like how an image of a band shot has covered two panels, as I believe this is effective due to band shots being a key component to the punk rock genre, as well as highlighting that the band has a close bond, by allowing all band members to be shown all together. I also acknowledged how the Evanescence digipack is monochromatic, which creates quite a dreary and muted sense, again which typically communicates the punk rock genre. I use this as a way to influence my own digipack by also using a band shot that covers the inside centre and inside right panels, as well as adapting the colour to a cold purple, as I like how a cool muted filter was applied, so I used this aspect and inserted a purple filter to my digipack, again which is shown as very monochromatic like Evanescence. I also researched into other digipacks such as Pink's. I like how the pop-punk artist of Pink has been shown on her album of her arms upwards in the air and looking down as if candid. This also links to how hectic and chaotic body performances, as it's always associated to the punk rock genre, and Pink throwing her hands in the air suggests being wild and free, which freedom and rebellion is another trait linked to the punk rock genre, which her body positioning communicates this strongly. I used this convention and I transferred it to mine by placing our lead artist in the same position with her eyes closed and arms up in the air, using a monochromatic tone of purple like Evanescence. This also links to Pink's album cover, as she is shown in black and white. However, the colour pink acts as a small component of colour within her digipack, in the same way as the purple filter acts as a small part of colour in ours. The lead singer having her arms up in the air with her eyes closed strongly links to the artist of Pink's album. The lack of direct eye contact we use in our digipack cuts off the engagement between the lead singer and perhaps male fans, as this is the voyeuristic quality which is used within mainstream pop music, which is an element we wanted to avoid, as the genre we aim to portray is punk rock, eradicating a seductive intention of the male gaze suggested by theorist Andrew Goodwin. I was also inspired by Paramore's digipack, taking influence from the use of font they have applied to theirs, as if handwritten and messy, which to me exchanges the ideas of punk rock straight away due to the free and unrestricted nature of their handwriting that punk rock bands are usually associated with. This is my adaptation of the font that was used, as I believe that the jagged edges of the font we applied bring upon an irregular, chaotic sense, which suggests easily to an audience that this digipack would be categorised as punk rock when found on a shelf. For the creation of the band's website, I took a lot of my inspiration from the band You Me at Six, due to the lack of colour the homepage presents, as it is shown to be very monochromatic and dull, which suggests the punk rock genre that the band fits into, which is the same for the rest of the website. I liked how there is a link to the Instagram page as well as other sites. If you simply click onto them, they automatically direct you to the sites provided, which is a massive convention to creating a convincing and successful website. We use this convention by making our website lack saturation, as well as displaying an Instagram direct link to give an illusion that users can click onto and scroll through the Instagram page. To create a realistic and convincing band, our website is again very colourless and bleak, which signifies the punk rock nature in our band. I also researched into Paramore's website, as I noticed how they used a moving image of a Giphy as part of their homepage, which I believe gives more insight to the band members, as this allows visitors of the site to identify what the band are all about through the use of moving visuals initially. Also, the colours are very muted and bland, which suggests that the lack of exploration of colour made to the site screams out punk rock. I made sure that we used a Giphy likewise to Paramore's site of glass smashing, also on her homepage like Paramore's, which also had been converted into a Giphy, as this allows the visitor of the site to automatically feel intrigued with the amount of movement that is made to happen onto the page, as well as it allows the viewer to understand how smashing glass communicates an idea of conflict and rebellion, which links to the genre of punk rock.
Another way that was influenced by real media products was from looking at the band Asking Alexandra's website, particularly how band shots of each band member has been presented. And I like how each band member has their own separate column, as it allows the viewer to notice every member, and the fact that they are sided together still unites them as a band. Band shots are absolute key when aiming to market a band. Due to this, I use the style of layout for my website for the About page, which tells individuals the background information about their early lives of the artists. Making this personal interest is also a convention of the punk rock genre, as the bond between the fan and artist within this genre is stronger rather than the mainstream pop artists. We also made a personal gesture on our band's digipack, which says "Note to fans," explaining their gratitude and appreciation, which is an effective use of conventions used of real punk rock bands.